Christian. We weren't like super practicing, you know, we celebrated Christmas, but you know, that's more of an American culture thing at this point. Everybody celebrates Christmas. That's not, you know, like Muslim or Jewish, I think. Even like atheists celebrate Christmas. But anyways, so yeah, I was brought up Christian. I've had a lot of different experiences in my life, some really good and some really bad, and that influenced my choices as a teenager. I was pretty wild. I rebelled in a lot of different ways, you know what I'm saying? I was super into self-medicating. You know, I smoked a lot of weed coming up, you know, as a teenager. And I mention that because Islam changed a lot in my life. So I bring up the bad stuff so you can understand why, you know, Islam was so good for me. So I was 16, me and my mom and family, you know, we moved to another house in Detroit. There was a Muslim family across the street. And before then, keep in mind, I cannot tell you a time where I had personally interacted with a Muslim. And if I did, they were probably non-Arab and men, because I can tell you I'd never like knowingly looked at a woman in a scarf even, you know what I'm saying? So my perception of the religion was, you know, they're all Arabs. That's, you know, that's usually what kids think about Muslims, and they hate Americans, and that's pretty much the knowledge that I had. You know, they prayed 5 times a day. I learned that in school, but that was it, you know, as far as world religion studies or whatever. But yeah, so my knowledge in Islam was not little, but completely misinformed. So yeah, meeting them was like an awakening, you know what I'm saying? So seeing these people that are so sweet, and you know, the daughter didn't wear a scarf, but the mom did, and the dad was super religious. He fasted outside of Ramadan. So like it was nice to see the difference in what I thought versus, you know, the reality. And then going forward, I had met someone who, I remember my first interaction was talking about a Marilyn Monroe tattoo that I wanted to get on my back, and he was like, but why though? That's really dumb. So he just instilled in me to basically think before you act, you know, simple stuff. He also, over the time, okay, so first of all, I'm talking about my husband. Everybody knows that I've been married for basically a decade at this point. And before I go further into details, I want to make something very clear with you all. I am not Muslim because I wanted to marry my husband. I am Muslim because Islam is what's right for me in my heart. And regardless of my relationship with him, I would still be Muslim. So please do not accuse me of faking my religion for a man, because it's very common and I'm aware of that, but I'm surely not the case. Anyways, so we met and we would argue about a lot of things. You know, mostly I was wrong, you know, because a lot of things that my side of the argument would just be stupid, immature, you know, kids wanting to get their way type of stuff. So, you know, we would talk about religion and he taught me a lot. And at first the idea of hijab was like, why do I have to cover? I didn't understand, why do I have to do something and you don't? And first of all, I was wrong, because men have to cover too. They just have different ways of covering. And I didn't understand at first the value of modesty in general. And then even when you take away all the other things, hijab is for God. You know, you do it to show your dedication and love for God. You know, that's just like the basic